Last topic of the chapter is term used to describe the Indian subcontinent. Throughout its history, the Indian subcontinent has been known by varied names. During the ancient period, it was referred to by such names as Bharata, Varsha or Jambu Deva. The Vishnu Purana says the country lying to the north of the ocean and the south of the Himadri, that is the Himalayas, is known as Bharata Varsha. So during the medieval period, many historians, many scholars, many different personalities used to say or name our India in a different way. So the region which belongs to the Himalayas, they were known as Bharata Varsha, and it was you can say and it was said where in the Vishnu Puranas. This name is also mentioned in the Rig Veda. So this name, that is Bharatavarsha, it is also mentioned in one of the Vedas, that is Rig Veda. South Asia was also called Jambu Vidya, or the land of the wood apple tree, in the Puranic and Buddhist texts. So in the Puranic and Buddhist texts, the South Asia area were known as Jambu Vidya, or the land of the wood apple tree. The term Aryavarta, or the land of the Aryans, is said to have been used by Patanjali to denote the northern part of India lying between the Himalayas and the Vindhyas. So the region belongs to the, or you can say the areas, especially in the north part of India, that is between the Himalayas and the Vindhyas. They are known as they were known as the Aryavarta, or the land of the Aryan, and it was used by whom? That is Patanjali. The Zend Avesta, the sacred book of the Parsis, describe the subcontinent as Sapta Sindhu, or the land of the seven rivers. So the areas, you can see the name of the book is Zind Avesta, and it is you can say book of the Parsis, and in the Parsis the Indian subcontinent is also referred as Sapta Sindhu, or the land of the seven rivers. The ancient Greek refer to the Indian as Indoi, or the people of the Indus. So in the ancient Greeks, the people of Indians were known as Indoi, or the people of the Indus, because in India the Indus river flow. During the medieval period, the name of that gained popularity was Hindustan. So in the medieval period, the term or the name for the Indian people were the Hindustan was very popular. This name is still used in India, and therefore it is important to know how this name came into existence. So this name, that is Hindustan, till now we use Hindustan as a word to describe our country India, and it plays an important role in our Indian history. On a physical map of India, you can denote the river Indus or the Sindhu and its five tributaries, that is Ravi, Satluj, Beach, Chenab and Jhelum, form the western frontier of India. So in the physical map of India, we can clearly notice the river Indus and its tributaries. So it plays an important role, especially in the western part of India. Sindhu was an ancient Aryan name which could not be pronounced correctly by people who invaded or visited India from northwest. Example, the Iranians, Afghans, Turks, Mughals, etc. So the people belong to the areas from the northwest, that is Iranians, Afghanistan, Turk and Mughals. They were not able to pronounce the word Aryan in a better way. So in their language, the word S become H. So in their language, they used to pronounce as H. So they pronounce the river's name as Hindu. Though it was Sindhu, but they used to pronounce as Hindu. The name Hindustan, or the land of the river Hindu, came from the term Hindu only. So this is the origin of the word Hindu. It was from the river Sindhu, that is Indus, that the people living on the eastern side of the river come to known as Hindus in the medieval period. The term Hind or Hindustan was used in both Persian and Arabic language after the Islamic conquest of the 11th century. So when the Mughal entered in our India, they used to refer Indian people as the Hind or the Hindustan. Thus, the rulers of the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal called their Indian empire by the name of the Hindustan. The term came to be used for the region of the India between the river Indus and the Brahmaputra and the Himalayas and the Vindhyas mountain ranges. So it was the you can see the Persian or the Turk people who had given the term known as Hindu, and finally and slowly and gradually they started referring Indian people as Hindustan. Thus, the name of Hindustan continued to be the popular throughout the medieval period. The area which was covered by this name varied widely. So, during the medieval period, Hindustan name was very famous as they used to call Indian people as Hindustan. During the early medieval period, for instance, the name denoted the land lying between the Indus and its five branches and the land between rivers Ganga and Yamuna. In the late medieval period, the name came to denote much of what modern India is today, including South India. So all these rivers, all these five branches of land between the rivers, that is between the Ganga and Yamuna, it plays an important role in order to modify our past. And with the help of these, we have got the name Hindustan. And these rivers, these geographical aspect, there are different types of animals and plants. It plays an important role to make our India what India is, and that's why we are proud of our India, because we have a many different social diversity. All the people of different castes, they come together, they live together, and that's why we can see that our India is a social diversity country and people love each other. So with this we end the chapter.